Todd, let me ask you this. I'm looking at your mock draft right now, and I want to go non-quarterback. The first name you have here, Kyle Pitts, he's kind of skyrocketing up draft boards at this point. Why is he so hot at this moment?
Well, I mean, he's a 6'5 and a half, almost 250-pound frame. He's bulked up. He used to be about 225, then 235, and he keeps getting bigger. He ran in the 4.4s in the 40-yard dash. And you watch him on tape, it's not just about the speed. It's about his ability to separate. He gets off the press. He's agile. He's got a former basketball background, and he does a great job when the ball's up in the air in contested catch. I go back in the past 10 years. I haven't evaluated a tight end and given this high of a grade in the past decade, simply because of his ability to, I mean, you can move him in line if you want. He's not a great blocker, but he's willing. You can flex him out to the slot. You can put him out wide, and he creates mismatches versus corners, safeties, linebackers. You've got to either bracket him or double team him. And that's why, to me, he opens up everything else. And you saw it with Florida this year. I mean, they have Kadarius Toney, who's a really good player, first-round receiver. Kyle Trask at quarterback, who's a good player. But this is not an elite Florida offense. But because of Pitts, it was elite from a production standpoint. And that's why I think if it's not Atlanta at 4, it could very well be Cincinnati giving that another weapon to Joe Burrow at number 5 overall. So he's not going to last long, and I think he's very likely to be the first non-quarterback drafted in this year's class.
Todd, Zach Wilson, I watched much more Justin Fields than Zach Wilson, so I didn't get why everyone was, I guess it's confirmation bias. You watch a guy, you think he's really good. Why everyone was like, wait, why is Zach Wilson too? And in the last several weeks, I've watched a lot more Zach Wilson. Oh, my God. Yes, I get it. It's Trevor Lawrence and then Zach Wilson. And the Jets obviously believe that because they could have gotten a haul to trade back if they didn't believe it, right? So obviously they're going to take him second, and that seems to be the consensus. What has changed because the reporting that was coming out a couple weeks ago, the Jets don't know what they want to do, and to Zach Wilson is a lock at 2. What happened?
Well, first of all, it's my understanding that the Jets never got a phone call from the 49ers. The 49ers started at 3 and contacted teams 3 through 6. Basing off that information, I don't know that they had an opportunity to move back. And if you're the Jets and you're convinced that Sam Darnold could be the guy, do you still want to move back from 2 to 12, even though you're going to get more picks? I mean, they already have 4 picks in the first round the next 2 years and 9 picks in the first 3 rounds the next 2 years. So they're loaded up on picks. But I think more so today than I ever have before that the Jets are going to stick at 2 and take Zach Wilson. And, part of it is because Sam Darnold has been battered and bruised, and he's gone through a lot there. And internally, they know more than I do about what Sam Darnold's mindset is. And maybe Sam needs to go somewhere else and get a clean slate.
But what is it about Zach Wilson,
and a
Todd?
fresh start.
Because it was like Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, this one. Why is Zach Wilson so locked in as I see why with my own eyes. But what's changed for football people in the last couple of weeks?
I don't think it's changed. I think it's been like this for the last couple of months. The only thing that's difficult is when you're watching Trevor Lawrence versus the ACC, when you're watching, Justin Fields versus the Big Ten, when you're watching Mac Jones versus the SEC, it's a little bit more apples to apples evaluation. Now, BYU wanted to play a bigger schedule. They couldn't because of COVID this past year. They wanted to play better competition. They couldn't. But he dominated it throughout the year. And you see his ability to extend. He's not Patrick Mahomes. Everyone's making that comparison. He's not Aaron Rodgers. Everyone's making that comparison as well. But he's got some of that ability to extend plays, throw off platform, change his arm angles, and the ability to throw the ball down the field with great accuracy. And I think that's the biggest difference. Plus, you look at the analytics of it, too. Outside of Mac Jones, he's the best of all these quarterbacks in this year's class in the 3 most important areas, in my opinion. Under pressure versus the blitz and 20-plus yards down the field, which are more NFL throws. He is second best behind Mac Jones in all 3 of those categories, and you see it on tape. Now, will he have a transition from playing the BYU schedule to the NFL? Of course. But I think it's very clear that it's Trevor Lawrence 1 and Zach Wilson 2, and then these other 3 guys are based off of the opinions of the NFL teams.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.